The biggest lie many men still believe is that women are dreaming of becoming wives. They're not. At least not in the way most people think. What many women actually want is not a title, not a ceremony, not a ring, and definitely not a role that asks them to disappear inside someone else's life. They want emotional safety. They want respect. They want to feel chosen without being controlled. And if marriage doesn't offer that, the fantasy dies fast. You've probably noticed something strange in modern dating. A woman can deeply desire connection, crave intimacy, want loyalty, and still hesitate the moment the word wife enters the room. Why? Because for many women, wife doesn't symbolize love anymore. It symbolizes sacrifice. It can feel like unpaid labor dressed up as romance. It can feel like carrying emotional burdens while smiling for photos. It can feel like being needed, but not truly seen. That doesn't mean women don't want commitment. It means they've become smarter about the cost of it. A woman today watches older generations carefully. She sees mothers who gave everything and were thanked with neglect. She sees women who stayed loyal while losing themselves. She sees marriages where the man gained comfort while the woman lost freedom. And psychologically, that creates caution. Not bitterness. Caution. So when a woman says she's not looking to be a wife, what she may really mean is, I refuse to enter a system where I have to betray myself to be loved. This is where many men misunderstand female psychology. They think resistance to marriage means resistance to love. It doesn't. Often it means her standards have evolved. She doesn't want to be absorbed into your world. She wants a relationship where both people grow, both people contribute, and both people remain whole. And here's the part most men never realize until it's too late. The woman who says she doesn't want to be a wife may become deeply devoted to the right man, but only if he makes commitment feel like freedom instead of captivity. Most men think commitment is secured through promises. But female psychology often responds more to atmosphere than words. A woman doesn't commit because you said forever. She commits because being with you feels emotionally lighter than being alone. That difference changes everything. If a relationship feels like pressure, performance, or unpaid emotional management, the idea of becoming a wife becomes unattractive. She starts imagining not love, but obligation. She pictures having to explain basic respect, carry conversations, manage moods, fix conflicts alone, and slowly become the emotional engine of the relationship while you simply enjoy the ride. This is why some women pull back the moment things become serious. They are not afraid of commitment. They are afraid of imbalance disguised as commitment. You need to understand something deeper. Many women are highly aware of patterns long before men notice them. She notices whether you listen only when she's upset. She notices whether your effort fades after comfort arrives. She notices whether you admire her beauty but ignore her mind. She notices whether your version of partnership secretly means access, convenience, and emotional service. And once she notices, attraction begins to fracture quietly. This is why some women stay single longer than previous generations. Not because they can't find men, but because peace has become more valuable than proximity. Solitude feels safer than being emotionally drained by someone who calls it love. That is a psychological shift many men still underestimate. But the rare man who understands this becomes unforgettable. He doesn't ask her to shrink into a role. He expands the space around her. He brings consistency, emotional steadiness, and respect without needing applause. He makes partnership feel like relief, not responsibility. When a woman feels that, something surprising happens. The resistance softens, the walls lower. The woman who once said, I never want to be a wife, starts imagining a future she once rejected. Because it was never the title she hated. It was the price attached to it. A woman rarely announces the moment she starts evaluating you for something deeper. She won't sit across from you and say, I'm testing whether life with you would feel safe. Instead, she watches in silence. She studies patterns. She pays attention to the moments most men think don't matter. And those quiet moments often decide everything. She notices how you react when things don't go your way. Anyone can be charming when life is smooth. But when plans fail, when stress hits, when disappointment arrives, Your nervous system becomes visible. Do you become cold, childish, explosive, distant, or do you stay grounded? To a woman thinking long-term, emotional regulation is more attractive than expensive gifts or dramatic words. She also watches how you handle her boundaries. If she says no, slows down, needs space, disagrees, or chooses herself for a moment, do you punish her emotionally? Do you guilt trip, withdraw affection, become passive-aggressive? Many men reveal dangerous entitlement in subtle ways. A woman may smile through it in the moment, but internally she's taking notes. Then comes another test almost nobody talks about. She observes whether your life has structure without her. If you need a woman to organize your emotions, create discipline, fix chaos, and give you purpose, becoming your wife sounds like adopting responsibility, not building love. But when you already carry your own life well, she can imagine joining you instead of rescuing you. This is where attraction matures into trust. Lust can happen fast. Chemistry can happen instantly. But trust is built through repeated evidence, through consistency, through calmness, through how you make her feel after the excitement fades. And here is the truth many men resist. Women don't reject marriage nearly as much as they reject becoming trapped inside a man who never grew up. The right woman may desire devotion, loyalty, and permanence more than you realize. But first, she needs proof that your presence adds peace instead of draining it. Because once she senses peace with you, something powerful begins. The moment most men never understand is this. A woman can reject 10 men, avoid commitment for years, swear she never wants marriage, and then suddenly become fiercely loyal to one man who seems ordinary from the outside. People call it luck. They call it timing. But underneath it is psychology. That man usually gives her something rare. Not perfection, not status, not endless charm. He gives emotional steadiness in a world full of inconsistency. He is clear when others are confusing. He is calm when others are reactive. He is intentional when others are casual. And to a woman who has experienced disappointment, that kind of energy feels almost magnetic. You need to understand loyalty is rarely forced. It is inspired. A woman becomes devoted when she feels safe enough to relax, respected enough to open, and valued enough to invest. When she doesn't have to compete for your attention, decode mixed signals, or carry the emotional weight alone, her softer side emerges naturally. This is why some men chase endlessly and still get nowhere, while another man barely chases at all and receives everything. He isn't trying to win her through pressure. He is creating trust through presence. He is showing through behavior that love with him would not cost her identity. And once a woman believes that, she often gives more than men expect. Her loyalty deepens. Her care becomes genuine. Her desire becomes stronger because it is no longer mixed with anxiety. She stops guarding herself and starts building with you. So when people say women don't want to be wives, the truth is more nuanced. Many women don't reject commitment. They reject relationships where commitment means self-abandonment. They reject becoming exhausted, unseen, or emotionally alone beside someone who promised partnership. The man who understands this moves differently. He stops asking, "How do I make her commit?" and starts asking, "What kind of man makes commitment feel safe?" That question changes everything. Because the right woman does not fear devotion. She fears wasting it on the wrong man.